Do not let this storm lull you into complacency. That would be a terrible mistake. We have dodged a bullet in the sense that this is not a Category 3 storm, but a Category 1 at this strength from 85 to 100 mile an hour winds with 125 miles an hour of gust is plenty big enough to put a big hurt.
That's in New Orleans Mayor Mitch Landrieu telling people not to be lulled into a false sense of security. He talks about dodging a bullet. Tommy Kidd, as a resident, as we look at pictures from our affiliate WWL Lake Pontchartrain, you can see the storm building in intensity right now. But Tommy Kidd had a home heavily damaged in Hurricane Katrina 7 years ago. He's in a mandatory evacuation center right now. He's on the phone. Tommy, when you hear the mayor talk about dodging a bullet, you know what that's like. You were there 7 years ago, and you must be on pins and needles right now.
Well, after 7 years ago, Katrina, there's not too much that frightens us here because that was probably one of the biggest storms that'll ever hit the continental United States in most people's lifetime. But we always respect storms. Any tropical storm that can turn into a hurricane is something not only to respect but to be very careful about and fear.
And Tommy, I know a lot of people around the country would look at a resident and say, why would you stay there? And this is your home, and you have stayed there. And what you said is very important. You respect the storm, and you prepare for the storm. And a lot of things have been done in and around this area to better prepare the entire area for the eventuality of another storm. But why did you stay there?
Well, being in our own business, it's always good to be close by because you don't know how long it will be if you leave the community that you could get back in. Many things happen. For example, in Katrina, we had roads that were inundated. We had trees blown down. You couldn't even get through some of the security to get back to your home. So having a business, you definitely want to be able to at least stay close to it where you can when you can get back in and take care of things as quickly as possible.
And what did you do, Tommy, to secure your home before you left?
Well, we live in a raised house because we are in a flood-prone area. And everything that was on the slab or the ground floor of the house had to be picked up because we were anticipating at least a 6 to 7 foot slab flood. And as it turns out, we're pretty close to where it is. So we had to raise things up and put them upstairs or put them in an area where they wouldn't get damaged by the water.
That's Tommy Kidd. His home was heavily damaged in Katrina, and you hear that he has taken all the precautions necessary. He is now in a mandatory evacuation center. We wish him and his family, obviously,